My mic's on.
Your mic is on.
Hello, people. Welcome to today's edition of Sit and Sew Low Expectations.
It says sit and sew with low expectations is what I called it.
What did I just say?
You said sit and sew low expectations edition.
Can you take this this feed and put it into Facebook?
It's on Facebook. You're multi-streaming.
Nice. Nobody's here.
Yet.
Everyone's like, it's gonna
They're
suck.
like, maybe not this time. We only like this when Jeannie's fun, bubbly Jeannie.
Fun Jeannie, not Jeannie, struggling Jeannie. Oh, look! Dawn is here. Hi. So there is no agenda today. Nothing. I want to work on, here's some stuff I'm going to work on. I've got a buttload that I want to work on. I actually was rushing to get this done. This is the last of my, the triangle blocks from October's Cuties. And it was, I wanted to zoom, but quite honestly, it was just too much. Because when you zoom, you have to pay attention to people popping in and you have to admit them and everything. So I thought it'd be best if I just did a simple live feed, since I'm struggling these days. So we're just going to sit and sew today. And, you know what happens is I go, I don't want to. And then I do and I feel better. So I was going to not do it. And then I went, nope, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Did you take your stuff this morning?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Both of them?
Yes, I did. Both of them?
Well, two.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I did. So let's just see what's everyone working on today. I struggled this weekend, and I started finally feeling better, I think yesterday. And so I did so yesterday. I did all of these, and can I tell you, these blocks, aren't they they're so much fun. Like, look at the iridescent, but they take a long time. So I've been working on these. I finished up some blocks from the sunflower one. Is that August? Good to see you, Miss Carol. How are you doing? Post-surgery. Hopefully you are on the mend. All right. So I'm working with Mylar, and I cut the pieces tiny because to me it's just wasteful to put down big, huge pieces. I want here, no expectation. No, I do want you to have expectations, Donna. I just want them to be low. Low expectations. Low expectations. I really did want to do the borders. So if I can get my stuff together and get my stuff for falling into autumn. I didn't even know where to start. I was like, do I have batting? Ooh, what are you knitting, Donna? What are you knitting? Patrick got home today, and my hair is almost all gone. It's like I look like I have a greasy comb over. Like, that's, so we're gonna shave it today. But he came home and I had put my hair up in a bandana. And he goes, I have to laugh about this, right? He goes, did you cut your hair? I was like, yeah. I was like, I just grabbed whatever was left in a ponytail. I just cut it off, just like in the movies. And he goes, just like the crazy people do. Oh my goodness, we were laughing really hard about that, because either laugh or cry. So we were laughing. Yeah, and I don't even care. It's kind of liberating. I don't know if you've ever had that urge. Just grab your hair and just cut it off. I had that urge and I did it today. Okay, I'm just putting in my yellow, finishing up my Happy to hear your cheerful voice. Pam, I save my cheerful voice for you guys. This is why I'm live feeding today. I get into these, like, I get into the doldrums of despair, and then I just don't want to see or talk to anyone. And I just have to remind myself that it's good to laugh and smile and be with your friends and everything. Just a blanket. Pam's piecing a baby quilt.
What did you tell them that you were laughing about?
About how you said, I told you I cut my hair out and you said like a crazy person.
I didn't say like a crazy person.
What'd you say?
You said like a crazy person.
I said like a crazy person.
And then I said like Britney Spears.
And then Patrick did say that. And I forgot all about that. Do you remember when Britney, like poor Britney, I don't even know what she must have been going through. Okay. You know, laughing makes me feel so much better. It's like so good for the soul. Hi, Miss Joyce. Joyce, I didn't know that you bowl. You didn't tell me about this hidden talent. I know, while it's doing this, why am I sitting here? I need to, can you explain to me the difference on the Kingstar Metallic, for instance, MS1 versus MA4? So I'm pretty sure MS1 is silver. And then MA4, I have no idea. So the only ones I know is there's going to be the MGs, and those are the golds. And then there is MS, which is the silver. And then the rest of them might just be regular colors. Like with the MS, let me put my white in. There's my white. With the MSs, I'm sorry, with the MGs, there's 3 of them. There's 3 different golds. MG1, MG2, MG3. MG1 to me is the prettiest because it's kind of like, it's not as bright a gold. However, I usually use MG3 more often than not because it's just, I feel like in the projects it looks the best. It's like gold. It's like 80s gold, you know, bright gold. But if you want something more muted, then you would use the MG1. And sometimes I'll just go MG2 just to be kind of in the middle. Not too bright, not too gold. Not too subtle, just in the middle. But just go by the colors. I love Kingstar thread. I wish they had some, I wish their colors were like, they don't have like a real, like to me, this Damson is a real purple. I don't even have all the colors here. Their purple is almost like, it's almost like a pink. So their orange isn't quite orange. So I wish they had some more true color. Wouldn't it be great if they had like black? They don't have a black, like a shiny black would be really, really cool. Hi, Miss Pam. What's happening? What am I on? Okay. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to prep to do the borders for my falling into autumn. Where's my black? You used to bowl after or as of today, though, because we don't have a full time and I would rather be sewing along. October. This is going to make you want to stitch out October. And, you know, you know how I wake up thinking different things. I think I threaded that backwards for some reason. I woke up thinking, because I wasn't in the store on Friday and Saturday. This is the first time I struggled a little bit. And so I am getting caught. It's the last thing I want. Okay, I'm going to grab a different black. getting caught in something. Black. I have like 8 blacks that I'm trying to get rid of because I keep starting it and then not finishing it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I was thinking, I wasn't at the store. We got a big shipment of stuff from EE Shake. You know, tomorrow I'm going to be working hard on getting your nativity sent out. Really excited about that. Oh, MA4. Look at Janet's here to save the day. MA4 is red. And Janet wishes they had black too. Okay, this is going to stitch out the little spider. So I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh my goodness, I feel a little better. And so I came down into my sewing room and I did some sewing. I might do some piecing today too. Maybe we'll just do it all. Hello, Michelle Kelly. Long time no see. Hi, Miss Patty. There's our little cutie patootie spider. And now I'm going to stitch out Trick, which is going to be 4 minutes. So this is going to give me some time to prep for... it's going to give me some time to prep for falling into autumn. However, I don't even know where anything is. Literally, there is so much stuff all over my sewing room. I am juggling probably, no lie, 10 to 15 different projects. Ooh, I don't like it when it's all balled up and I start. Yay! Donna got her Altair upgrade. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Get it installed. Okay, while stitching this, I'm going to look for all my falling into autumn stuff. I don't know where it is. Oh, look at this. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I'd actually taken everything and put it into one of my Tula Pink project bags. Oh, look. These haven't been trimmed or pressed. So I'll do that today too. We have a lot to do. Maybe this will be my project. Oh my god, this one is just the cutest. It's so cute. Uh-oh. No border fabric. No border in backing. Okay, I'm going in search of. Oh, ready. Janet, I just feel like I've bought, at this point, I just don't like any other metallic thread. One of the threads that I use sometimes that seems to be pretty good, and I run it on my multi-needle, it's, I buy it from Ganold. I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to show you how spectacular it is. Okay, look at these. So these are, they're pricey though, but I mean, metallic thread's pricey. These are from Ganold. I don't know if you've heard of Ganold, but, well, you've heard of Ganold because that's the spray I use. Aren't these cool? So, this is, I use this one. Isn't that neat? I don't even know how much, 6,000 meters. It's their glitter thread. I don't think you can order it because you need like a wholesale account, but they don't. It's funny because I have a wholesale account, but for thread, they just charge me like retail, I think. Like they don't. There's no price break or anything for that thread. But this is how good it looks. So I used it when I did Everett's Cottage because they ran out of the other thread, and this is what it looked like in the water. I don't know if you can see it. but that's what I used. And I haven't really had any problem with it running. Like, it seems to run pretty well. I think they do have like a block or something, but if you guys ever see something on there that you want, just let me know and I can order it for you. But I don't carry it because they don't give me like a wholesale price. I have a wholesale price on the spray, but not on the not on the threads. But I love these. Like if you're doing like Christmas stuff or something like that, they're super, super cool. These are the Ganol orders. You need to start working on that. Mostly Kingstar Butterfly. That's a cute project bag. You should just buy them. The Tulip Pink project bags were so cute. Or make some of the zippy bags. What I like about the Tulip Pink ones is I like that they're clear, you know, so I'm like, oh, there's my stuff in there. And plus it's Tulip Pink. And Tulip Pink she makes such cute stuff. I'm not getting much done in terms of finding my falling into autumn fabric. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. I'm gonna look for that. So I'm looking for my orange and then the flowers. Okay, let's find that. Oh my goodness, I need this Oh my god, what's that? Still looking. I'm still looking. Okay. While I'm looking, let me put in my next color. Damson. What metallics are those? Oh, the metallics I just showed, Joyce. Those are from Ganold. They look, it does look very Monet. You know, I finished stitching my thing probably like 3 weeks ago, maybe more. And because I wanted to film it, I might just not film it. You know, I've got to be realistic. I just can't do as much as I was doing before. But I just wanted to film in case it was your first tiling scene, like how I press, how I prep my blocks, sewing it all together, ripping it all out. I'd say when I do a tiling scene, I probably rip out 20%. Because I'll sew it together, turn it over, and then it looks like poo. I don't know if you've experienced a poo project, but, and then I rip it out because, and well, first I go, it's okay, I can live with it. And then I go, oh my god, I can't. I'm just going to be staring at that joint every single time I look at it, and then I rip it out. Oh my god, I found it. Now, let me find the spreadsheet, because I'm not even sure. It's been so long since I did a border for a quilt, I don't even remember what I need to cut. Did anyone see Carol Oakland posted all of her jar toppers that she did? So she posted on the A1 group, but she had done like, I don't know, like at least 10 of these. These are the Nativity Stuffies too. This is going to be coming out. Aren't those cute? So cute. Falling into Autumn. Found it. Can't wait for those stuffies. I don't even know when they're coming out. Should I look? Jacqueline, are you getting your, do you go by Jacqueline or is it Jacqueline? I never know. Should I be calling you Jacqueline? Wanda, did I give you the wrong time? I probably, well, you know, last week I talked about doing it at like 1, and then I was like, let me do it at noon, and then I almost emailed to go, I'm going to do it at 1, and then I said, you know what, Jeannie? Pull up your big girl pants and just do your live feed. I've had a lot of internal conversations these days. Given up telling myself I can live with it because Donna, I swear, and you'll do live feeds with me where I'm like, oh, it's okay. Or I'll be ripping something out and I'll go, that's enough. I'm not going to rip, and then I can't help myself. I just can't help myself. So I'm looking at my Falling into Autumn to see if I can find inner and outer borders because I don't feel like thinking. So I need to cut strips that are 1 1/4 and then 4 1/4. So I'm going to go do that right now. I'm leaving my fabric whole and then I'm going to load it in and see. So end is, so okay, 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. Jackie! Okay, awesome. I'm going to call you Jackie. Here we go. Let's go get some batting. So I buy batting on the Bolt, and I just buy 80/12, Hobbs 80/12, and I probably buy a Bolt a year. Yay! I'm happy you got your upgrade. I buy a Bolt each year, and so when I need it, I love it because I just walk over. I buy the 96-inch. And I just walk over there and just cut my piece, and I never have to worry about running out. And for the local ladies, I usually do a Bolt. I you know, when I get free shipping, I'll let you know, or you let me know that you want it, and I do 30% off the Bolt. Let me get my big old scissors, and I'm gonna go cut some batting. Right there, still cutting. All right. Woo! Make you sweat. Because I could not get the tape measure borders to meet the way I wanted. No one else sees the issue. Oh, no, Dawn, you got to finish that. Girl, you best finish that because especially if you're almost done. And I can't even tell you what the tape measure borders look like because I haven't even gotten that far. I think I pulled out my Oh So Delightful, and I think what I was looking for was I think I have like literally one, or maybe I have a handful. I have between 1 to 5 filler blocks that haven't been done. And I just wasn't sure where to start. You know when you step away from a project and then you come back to it and you're like, I don't even know where to begin. That's where I am with Oh So Delightful. And I should probably be finishing that because it's smaller than Falling Into Autumn, and that would be quicker. And I want to hang that up in my sewing room. I'm looking around my sewing room right now. I don't have a single thing that I've made hung up. And isn't that pathetic? Someday I'm going to finish everything and it's going to be all over the house. Patrick's going to love it. I'm going to have all my Kimberbell and Patrick's going to be like, yeah, no. Anyways, you know what I have that I really, 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 really want to finish and put up is I have, back when we had a classroom, we did a bunch of in-store classes, and we did some Violet Craft paper piecing projects. And so I have those, and I just have to finish the quilting, but they're so special. I have an idea in my head of what I want the quilting to look like, but I don't have the skill set to pull it off yet. A leaf wreath from Falling Into Autumn. Oh, she did she? And last thing we need to do is you need to do the markings to cut. So I'm going to put in a color that will contrast. And why don't I just go ahead and put Mars in? Because it'll be nice and bright. Can't you just see that on... Oh, are we talking about... This would be super cute, huh? Like a little top or something. You'd be ready for Halloween, which will be here before we know it. Redoing many. Oh no! What blocks are you redoing? And when my grandkids come to visit, they go shopping in the. So, Katerina, what do they do with the blocks? Like, what do they like to do with the oops blocks? You know what I do a lot of times with my oops blocks, if I have them, and I have them, is I will I'll put them in the back. As long as they're not like too oopsy, then I'll put them in the back of the quilt. Because I always think it's nice when the back, there's like something special back there. It's not just like, you know, whole cloth. Can you use the clear blue tiles to quilt them? Okay, so are you talking about clear blue tiles to quilt this? Because I think I looked, because I was like, oh my God, we have to buy another quilting bundle. And I don't think there were any triangular shapes. But you could totally quilt this in IQ Designer. Should I show you how? I'm going to show you. Okay, ready? If you've got to have a Stellar or an Altair or a Dream Machine, a Destiny, one of those machines. And I'll show you, yeah, this will be like a little mini lesson, okay? Let's say you wanted to quilt this and you didn't buy the quilting design, but you have one of those machines. This is how easy it is. I'm just going to leave this here in the hoop, just like that. Okay? And I'm going to go, there's a couple of things you can do. Number one, see the outline, that orange outline? I can use that. So I'm going to go in here and let's go, okay. And I'm going to go to, actually, no, I don't think I can just pull that. So I'm going to show you a different way. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go my design center. And anytime you have fabric, like something like this, fabric, you are going to touch the fern right here. Or if you're on Destiny or Dream Machine or one of those machines, you have a flower and a flower here in the upper left-hand corner. If I'm going to touch this fabric, you're going to do image scan. So if you have a quilt top, you're going to go ahead and do image scan. And I'm just going to hit scan. And you want to make sure you have room. Make sure it's not going to hit anything in the back. Just move my computer out of the way. I have a little mouse over here. I have this cute little mouse pad that Miss Diane Reed gave me that says, he who dies with the most fabric wins. You know what? I can tell you it's not going to be me. I've seen some of your stashes. I have a decent stash, but not like some of you. And back here I should also have a mouse. Oh, look. I don't have a mouse. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. All right. Let me plug in my mouse because I find the mouse to be easiest. You could use a stylus. If you have a machine that uses the gray putty stylus, that stylus is like the best. It's like so simple and easy, and I feel like it picks everything up. But I like to use a mouse. Otherwise, you have to put your hand on your screen and everything. We're doing a little mini lesson. Okay. You can change the contrast on your screen. And like you can see right here, you can barely see it, but here's my contrast. You never want to go all the way to the end here because you're going to be like, where's my scan? It's there. Oh, hey, Donna, that's fine. You just take the picture and shoot it over to your machine. Same thing. You're going to be using the hoops that have the marking, and you're just going to take a picture, snap the picture, and then you're going to send it to the machine, and you're going to send it to IQ Designer. Same process. You have one more step, which is sending the picture over. But same thing. So I'm going to increase my contrast. You also never want to increase your contrast all the way to the end because look, doesn't look like I'm doing anything right. But when I go back, look at all those scribble marks there. See? So I'm going to undo those. So Donna, you should be able to do this. Okay, I want to I don't want to stitch over my embroidery. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to outline that. So I'm going to go into my pencil. And what I want is, this is like drawing any shape. This is drawing any shape and then it closes. This is drawing straight lines. And this is drawing straight lines that close. So I want any shape that closes because I want to go around this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to take my time though. Whoop. So Donna, you should be able to do this. If anyone wants to, if you ever wanted to do, I can't do it now because you guys know what's going on with me and I'm just tired. But later on, and that'll close it because I chose that option. So do you see that? Let me go. See how I traced around it? You can see that line around it. I'm going to go back to 100%. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to draw a line where, so I'm going to create a perimeter where the stippling or whatever embroidery design is going to go in. So this time, because I'm just outlining this triangle, this flat side, this side over here and up here, I'm going to go in back to my line properties and I'm going to do this because I want straight lines that will meet and close. Got it. I'm going to do, I'll just keep it black again. And I could do it no-sew, but I'm not going to do that. What I want you to understand, and this is really important, is you can tuck a pixel underneath, like imagine your hoop is here around here, you can tuck it underneath the hoop. And then when you go to stitch it out, it's going to say that you have a point outside of the embroidery field, and you're going to be like, what? How can I have a point outside my embroidery field? So you've got to be careful to pick your hoop size. Hang on. Right here. I'm in my 8x12. So that red line is my hoop size. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to accidentally tuck one little pixel under there. You'll be so frustrated. You'll be like, why isn't it stitching? Because you can't see it either. But look, when I hold this down. Oh, wait. We don't want that. Hang on. Let me undo that. I'm going to undo that thing. Let me get my pencil, right? Is that my pencil? Here's my thing. I know. I'm like outside of that. Well, because I have my 8x12. You can actually see it when I'm doing it right now. But just know that you can go outside of the screen. They shouldn't allow it, but they do. Okay, I'm going to do this now. So I'm just going to, and you can either, ready? I'm going to draw a box right here. You can, I'm putting my mouse down, and then I'm picking my finger up. See, I have my line. When I go to do the next one, it'll go from there, have my line, pick my finger up. It'll hold that point. So you can do like whatever shape that you want. And then as long as you're close to this, it'll bounce and close that because I selected this. This lightning bolt will do lines and close the shape. So I'm going to undo. I'm undoing all those points. And now I'm going to outline this here. So I'm going to go here. Oh, wait. It's kind of a flat edge. I got to undo that. I don't want that point there. I'm going to go here. See my line? Moving it around. I'm going to drop my point right here. I'm going to go near the edge, but not to it. I'm going to go right here. Don't tuck it under. And just drop that point right here. So if you're doing an embroidery and then you want to quilt around it, you're going to outline where you want the quilting to go, and then you're going to outline where you don't want the quilting. So I outlined it. I'm going to let you see what it looks like. There. My image is still there. I just took all my contrast down. So now I'm going to drop my quilting into the dead space, not on top of my embroidery, but in between. So I'm going to bring that back so you can see it now. Okay. Now we go into our fill properties. This is where you can satin stitch, stipple, and then you can do all of these stitches. I don't do a lot of these. I would do this if I was doing like whole cloth and I wanted to like fill up the whole thing. And I do these sometimes, but when you're doing the built-ins or the customs that you bring in, you have to be precise because this will stitch right to the edge. So most of the time I just do stippling because stippling is going to leave a little space from the edges. It's not going to go right to the edge of these two lines. And get your bucket and drop it in. And that's it. This is just a representation of what it's going to look like. That's not what it's really going to look like. When you hit next, it depends on what machine you have. Luminaire and Solaris are going to auto. I'm going to change that color so you can see it better. Let's do purple. It's going to, the Luminaire and Solaris will auto preview. Some of the other machines you have to hit preview to see it. So that to me is really tiny. I like my stippling a little bit bigger. Can you see? So I'm going to go right here. This is your stitch length. This is the spacing between your stipples. This is what makes your stippling bigger. So I usually don't touch that. I usually just play with this one. And I'll play with this one too, adding a little distance from the edges. So this one I'll go into my distance. And maybe we'll just do 0.16. And then the stippling size, and it'll auto refresh on the Solaris and Luminaire. And I usually like to go like, let's go 0.2. I usually like 0.3 to 0.4. That might be big for this one, but. And then you can look at it and go, oh, I don't really like the way it looks right there. Let me see if I go down to 0.28, what it looks like. That's okay. Once you stitch it out, it'll look gorgeous. And then you go ahead and you hit set. Set is, this is kind of the point of no return, because it's going to convert what you did here into an embroidery pattern, and it's going to take us out of my design center, and it's going to take us into embroidery. So if you don't like what you see here, and you have a memory button, so you can always hit that just to save it right where you're at. You can play around with it more, but when you hit set and you go into your embroidery house, you can't come back here to your IQ designer house and go to this point unless you put it into memory. But I'll just hit set and we'll say okay. And then it takes us here to our embroidery. I could have made this a no-sew line. You're not going to stitch the black. That's just like the primer and stuff. If you do stitch that, it's going to put a bold satin stitch around your stuff. You would just go ahead and stitch the stippling. I'm going to pretend I'm going to do it. And what I like to do is I will go stitch number 1. We'll pretend we're going to do it. Stitch number 1. Go to stitch number 1. You are going to bring up your bobbin thread, which is easy to do. Let me see. Bring up your bobbin thread, and that way you don't have a big rat's nest on the back. You're just going to hit your needle down, needle up button. It's going to be little because you used your cut button. You might need your tweezers, but see, I have it right there in my hand. And then you're going to hold these, and then you're going to stipple. And that is custom quilting. All right. Look, we're done with this. Yay. And then you have a little mini lesson on how to do some custom quilting. All right. I've got a big old piece of batting over here. So I'm going to, let me see if I can clear this area a little bit, and we'll cut some batting to do my border pieces. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, is it open?
Yeah.
Is it cold?
Just feeling, how long are you going to go today?
I don't know, just a little while. Let's see.
All right.
Oh my goodness, these are so cute. And because last class I started with the borders, I am ready. The only thing I want to do is I want to piece my back. Jumping from project to project. You're welcome, Joanna. You know what we should do? We should do a custom quilting class, and like maybe what we'll do is we'll do a little project where we piece something really small and then we custom quilt it. I think that would be fantastic. Don't you think that would be fun? And that way you could practice and it wouldn't be scary. And maybe we could do like one for the Solaris and the Luminaire. And then we'll do, or the machines that have the built-in camera. And then we'll do one that has the Stellar and the Meridian and all of those. Because I know it can be like scary to do that for the first time. And I know there's some of you that have the machine and you haven't used your app, that have the machine that uses the app, the Altair, the Stellar, the XE1, the XJ1, the Meridian, and you haven't used your app before. What could we put together? That would be easy. Okay, I usually leave that on because it's ready for the next one, but I guess I should just cut it. And then I'll just take this and I'll sew it onto the other part. Okay, I'm going to leave that for right now. We'll just do this. Well, why don't I, just because there's so much here, I want to get it out of the way. I'm going to press and prep all of these pieces, and you can see how I do that. What size did you cut your triangles? I'll get them for you right now. So I used to do the are you talking about these, Janet? Hang on, let me move my computer so I can see questions. I'm going to talk to Michelle. You know, I have all these ideas for all these classes, and then when it comes time to do them, I've got like zero energy. So I'm going to talk to Michelle about it. I'm worried that as I get deeper into my treatment, I'm going to be like have less and less energy. But I want to do that class with you. Sometimes is that selfish? Sometimes there's classes that I want to do with you. It's been hard because there's some things I've had to turn over that I just couldn't do. And it makes me sad. I'm going to press these out. I have these two mats. This was my favorite mat until I got my 17 by 24. And I have a huge one on my other table. It's like 20 inches by like 5 feet or something like that. No, it can't be that long. It's probably like 4 feet or something like that. So when I'm really pressing fabric, I'll do it over there. What I've learned the hard way is if you use steam and moisture on your wool mat, on your cutting mat, you warp your cutting mat. So if I'm pressing like a bunch of stuff out, I'll take my old favorite and put it on top of my new favorite. I don't know if anyone has ever done that before where they've accidentally warped their mat. So let me go ahead and set this. Hi. And I'm going to press these out. And I'll trim them for you. We'll trim these up. It is temporary. You know, it's so hard to... It's so hard for me. I'm sure it's hard for everybody, right? You just want things to be like normal. And you go... I mean, for me, I constantly go, I was like a month and a half ago, my life was totally normal. And sometimes I go, is this real? I said that to Patrick yesterday. I go, what if we found out this wasn't real? And this is all just a bad joke. It's like, because it just seems so unbelievable. It just seems so unbelievable to me. Anyhow. I know, but I don't want to wait. I want to do everything with you guys. Just waiting for my iron. Okay, I press from the back side. So I roll it over and I just use Best Press. I should probably just get a thing of just water to have. You would think I just would remember to bring home another spray bottle from the store, but I always forget. Oh, Irene says yes. They didn't figure out. The other thing I did, I brought a whole bunch of stuff to the store. And I'm just going to iron this way. I'm going to be kind of gentle. And then I'll go for it. Okay, I brought a box of stuff to the store. One of the things was the top of my rotating mat. When I'm pressing this, my goal is for this part to lay flat. Like... I just want it to lay nice and flat. And you always want to press these before you cut them. And I always flip them to the front. I give them a little look-sees. Looks good. Put it to the side. And then I'll go ahead and I'll trim all of these. Because look at, this is what it looks like before you press. And then this is what it looks like after you press. So it's a big difference. So you want to make sure you press everything really well. Irene said it was a sad day. My wool pressing mat can no longer sit on my cutting mat. I never thought about putting another mat on top. Yeah, because I don't want to like have to move my mat around. And I have this one. And just, I don't want to warp it too much. So I'm just going to gently. And then I'm going to go for it. You want it nice and flat. Give it a little look-see. Oh! I'm still... What did you guys think of this one? I talked about this last time. I still haven't. I need to, I think, soak it because I was doing the fringe. I'm trying to do the fringe. Where's the camera? Right there. And I'm still not done. So let's put that to the side. Ooh, this little guy. Oh, this is totally directional. So I'm going to be really mindful of that. And I don't want to make all my fluff sit down, but so I'm going to go up and down, up and down. I don't want to distort my stripes and turn them into zigzags. So you never want to go like this with your stripes. You want to go in the direction of the stripes. I just want those edges to be flat. And I don't care if they're like, if it pulled this longer this way. I just don't want it to pull it like this way. Okay, that one's good. Did I press this yet? I already pressed this. Okay, let's, I'm just going to press all of these. Because I got a new project in town. Nativity. So this one's got to be, this one's so last month. Just kidding. This can be whatever you want it to be. You can tell I pressed some of these already. I just haven't trimmed them. Those are pressed and trimmed. Stripes. There's my stripes. I really like these. They were kind of a lot of work, though. Sometimes I press them from the front, too. That's why I always take a little peek-see from the front. Looks good. Oop. I have a little message that's blocking my chat. You can't, yeah, you know, the no-show's not as, there's not as much give with the no-show. It's just more, to me, the no-show's kind of plasticky feeling, and you have more, the muslin's more malleable. And I just, you know, I love the way the muslin feels. And I love the 90-inch muslin. I can't even, I used to sell the 60-inch, but they don't even sell that anymore. The 45-inch to me is fine. But why get the 45 inches if you can get the 90-inch and just like have a whole roll pretty much. So this has like a subtle stripe. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I was telling you, so we got all this new fabric in. I wasn't there. I haven't been to the store since last Wednesday. And I'm excited because I'm hoping the fabric, the rest of the fabric for the next 22-inch pillow is there, which is the Gather pillow. It's going to be their Thanksgiving pillow. Here we go. Nice. Just ordered. Oh, yeah. Jody, I think they sent that to you. I remember that order. So I didn't go into the store on Saturday, but I was calling and texting with Brian and Graydon. So I think Ryan got that out for you. I know the pop rulers are fun. The pop rulers are nice because you can fussy cut. And the pop rulers are nice if you use them right. So the first time I used my pop rulers, I like just took my, here we'll pretend, here's pop ruler. And I was like, okay, let's see what all these pop rulers are all about. Why are these so great? And I went and like cut right into my embroidery. I literally went like that. You know how upsetting that is when you're like, if it's done it took you forever. And then you destroy it. So I took my pop rulers, like threw it across the room. I was like, that's stupid pop ruler. And probably like a month later, I got my pop ruler back out. And I was like, okay, let me give this another go. Look how cute this quilting is. But I just did a color that, like, you can't even really see it. It's so much cuter like that. Maybe I should have done cream. I just didn't want it to be too busy. You know me, I'm not a risk taker. Do you think a year's gonna go fast? Like, I feel like right now, my treatment time is crawling. And so I'm worried that it's just going so slow. And I want the year to go fast. I want to be done. I want to be done, and I want to be on the other side where nothing is boring and I don't take anything for granted anymore. I press a lot on my tippy toes to like use my body weight. Oh, you're probably getting my shoulder there, huh? You need a bigger one. You know what's really cool? I should get those to try them. This has been pressed. These just need to be cut. These look like nice and flat. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Whoops. Shoot. Did I just shut everything off? Shut off my machine? Sorry. Hang on. You need a big mat. Big mat gives you more options. Bigger's better, ladies. No, just kidding with you. I'm totally kidding with you. Okay. So I like to use a combination of my big rulers with my regular rulers. Like this one, and I'm looking for my 4.5 by 4.5. You know, lately I've been finding my rulers, and they're just buried under piles of quilt blocks that need to be stitched together. So this one is probably 2.5 by 4.5. 2.5 by 4.5. The muslin's nice because if you're block, I never worry about the block not being big enough because you're going to have the muslin behind it. So it's totally fine. So I'm going to just use this, and the black are 1/2 inches and then the white are whole. So for this, I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to kind of fussy cut it and just get my 2.5 by 4.5. I'm going to look from above. I find that's helpful. And we'll go ahead and cut this. There we go. Let's see, did I make it through? Okay. Then we'll do a cut this way. And you want a rotating mat. It's just going to make your life so much easier. You deserve it. Get yourself a rotating mat. It's going to make your life happier. Because you don't have to like worry about lifting everything up and stuff moving. Okay, this is 4.5 by 4.5. Just fussy cut it. Make sure you have your ruler right way. That looks good. That look good. Lean, not you, but your rotary cutter, lean it to the left and into your pop ruler. And when you move it, I'm going to do one more cut just to make sure it went through. Hold everything. Turn. Don't take your hands off and turn, because it's going to move. Make sure this. And you want to use a smaller, like use your 45 millimeter. You could use a 28 as well. But don't use, look at, there's a little thread there. Don't use your 60 because your 60 won't let you get close enough into the little corners. And look, it's gorgeous. Like this. So it's really helpful too to do that tack down of your batting with a color that's like high contrast. Like this I did with this green. It's kind of hard to see. This is going to be easier to see. This is going to be 4.5 by 6.5. I put, I think this was, I forget. Is this from So Steady or something? You want to put something on the backs, the gummy ones or something, so they don't like move around. Oh, you know what I really, really liked? And I've been meaning to try it. I'm just like so in the habit of not, is nesting them. So I think is that what they showed on Kimberbell Day, to nest them? And then you have more to grip onto. Whoa. You know, so you can keep it nested. And that way, there's more to hold on to when, look from above. Gives you a better angle. And just make it fit the best you can. Like right here, you can see when you do embroideries that it tends to take the fabric and pull it inward. So never cut right on those lines. You'll be sorry. It's not going to be right. You want to cut around those lines, like fitting the line the best way you can. Let me just make sure. Did I miss anything? Hang on a second. Did I miss anything? Oh my goodness. There have been a ton of comments and I didn't see them. Hang on. I'm going to take a peek. Just saw that you were joining late. Good to see you, Margaret. Does a no-show, you know what? The muslin, I'm pretty sure the muslin shrinks a little bit too. But, I mean, I press all the fabric and everything seems to be pretty good. I haven't had any issues. Anything online about the Gather Pillow will show the picture again. We're kitting up the Gather Pillow. Our Gather Pillow, we started cutting that like a month ago. We're just waiting for a couple different fabrics to come in that weren't in, that they didn't release until September. So that's why I'm so excited to go to the store, because I want to see like what showed up. I want to see if everything's like there. Okay, swing the whole thing. Keep your hand on it. Don't let go. Yeah, I like this. I'm going to nest. This is the first time I've done it. I literally have told myself, oh, I'm going to nest it and like see if I like that better. It just gives you more to hold on to. I think I have a dull spot in my blade because I can feel it. And I can hear it. Do you hear it? Okay. Let's see how we did. Boop. Sometimes you don't get the corners. I find with a brand new blade, you get that corner better. Nice and flat and perfect and ready to go. So I'm going to cut all of these because when else am I going to do it? And it'll give me a chance to look at your comments too. Let me see. I'm going to put it over here so I can reach it. So yes, Gather Pillow. I haven't priced it out yet. It'll probably be, I'd say somewhere like, oh, you know the other thing? This is the other reason it hasn't been kitted yet. So there's not many embellishments. The only embellishments that are on it are the felt. But I'd have to open like one new package of felt for every kit. So I'm sourcing the felt, and I just ordered their, it should be at the store. I ordered their color sheet to just source it and just check it next to the Kimberbell colors just to make sure it looks gorgeous. And let's nest. Make sure it looks gorgeous. That way it's not going to cost $1 million. And I'm going to do it with the felt I'm going to use, because I'm pretty sure the felt that Kimberbell uses is just like a high quality like polyester one. So you know, if I buy larger pieces, I can keep it totally well priced, and I'm gonna kit it with like We'll kit it with the wool cotton. Like the nice stuff. So I need to make sure I have the right colors. I'd say we'll have your kits at the end of the month. And I don't think the design gets released until the end of the month either. But yes, we are kitting it. Yeah, you know what makes my time go fast? Work. When I'm at this store, that's why I want to keep working too. But when I'm at this store, like the days are instantly gone. I'm like, what? It's 5 already? I didn't get anything done. That's how I feel. Okay, make sure you cut all your sides. And if you didn't get just the corner, no big deal. Just give it a little cut. I gotta keep these all together because I can see myself not being able to find something. Oh, they had, so did you love these? Like, I absolutely love these blocks. They had all different kinds of pattern felts that were really, really beautiful. Like, I love these pumpkins. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some of that for the store. Oh, let me see what else you asked. Are you... Yes, I'm kidding. Yes, being older makes the time go faster. Colleen, 20 minutes? Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you so much. Because like I was sitting there, I put on... I cannot stop watching Yellowstone. Okay, and if for any of you that watch Yellowstone, we decided we're going to rename Poppy, and her new name is Beth, because she's just like Beth. We're only in season 2. Only in season 2. So anyways, I was watching like an episode of Yellowstone, or I was watching something like that, working on the sunflowers, and Colleen, I'm so glad that you just brought that up. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to soak it. It was just so much fringe, right? Amy, I'm feeling better today. I'm feeling better now that I'm with you. Being with my A1 ladies and gents make me feel better. I'm cutting twice because I think I have a dull spot. And like, why change a blade? That would make life too easy. You gotta suffer a little bit in life. Let's see. Got a couple of threads. I don't use, well, you know, I use the trimmer by George for a couple of things, but not this. Because your batting's already, like, you don't have to, like, I don't know if that would really, how that would work for this. I mean, I have one, and I have used it before, but I'm not, like, trying to cut away the batting and the back underneath. So I'm just cutting the whole thing. So I don't think in this situation, I don't know if the trimmer by George would be the best tool. Okay, got the orange. Let's see. There's my orange. I like to look at it a couple different angles. There we go. Is this not the cutest? Oh my God, and then I moved it. You just spent all that time making it look perfect. And that's good enough. Sometimes good enough is good enough for me. When I realized I was missing them, I put them on. I didn't know they were... Oh yeah, you want to put those... You want to put something on them. Right? Just to make sure it doesn't slide. And when I'm using a ruler like this, I really spread my fingers out or I walk them up. I walk them up as I'm cutting. I think it's that first, like, push into, like, here, push in, and then cut. Be nice and deliberate with that. Yeah. There we go. How many are you done with this? I got... Wanda, don't you love your rotating mat and your pop rulers? Like, they're kind of game changers, I think. It's hard for me to go, if you had to choose one or the other. I don't know. That would be super, super tough. Because you need them both. And you don't have to be a Kimberbell person to have these. Like, they're going to be helpful with whatever you do. If you're, like, squaring up your blocks or... I'm pretty anal. And you want to take your time. Don't rush through this. You've worked so hard to get to this point, right? Where you're trimming your block. Okay. One corner. Apples. What size did you cut your triangles before? Oh, seen. I'm gonna cut them right now. Oh. So you mean just the fabric? So I want to say I cut the batting 10.5 inches, and then I cut the fabric. I was doing, I think, what did they tell you to do? 13 inches, and I was like, that's ridiculous. That's like such a waste of fabric. So I started cutting it down to, I want to say 12 inches, and even 12 inches is a lot, but that's okay. You have all that fabric anyways. But you don't need that. Was it even 13.5 inches? Like how big did they want you to cut your fabric? And when I say that, I was like 13.5 inch squares or 12 inch squares, and then cutting it down the, down the diagonal. Did that answer your question? You had asked that before, and I was thinking you meant post. Like, what do I cut it down to afterwards? And I was being super anal about trimming those down, and lately I've just been using because I don't think the lines that they are totally accurate, especially after you press it. But I've just been using those lately. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. It's going to come together. It's going to look decent. Might not be perfect, but it's fabric, and fabric you can kind of push or pull a little bit. Because remember, you're the boss, not your project. This is the one we did, Michelle. I love that you just woke up. I love that. Were you having a little afternoon nap? Or did you stay up late last night? This is the one that we took it back in and we added some things. So we put in the climber and Patrick to make this special for him. I should have done some more things, but we just did that at the end of our sew along one time. I was like, oh yeah, let's do that. It'll be fun. Hang on just a second. Oh my goodness, I'm way behind. Two runoffs. I heard that there's going to be a 1945 and that it's going to have Matthew McConaughey. Oh, let me just go through these messages. I'm way behind. Okay, Colleen. Okay, I will let it dry completely. What project are all of these blocks from? These are all from Falling into Autumn. Let me just get to the top. Okay, you've got to tell me about the sew tights. Like, is that something that's awesome? Who uses the magnetic sew tights and loves them? And is it for sandwiching? Like, what do you use them for? Falling for autumn, just have to sew them. To cut your fabric. Oh, it's to cut your fabric. Okay, Vicki Smith says 13 inches. So 13 inches is what they call for the triangles to be. And so you can literally get away with, I can't remember who it was. Was it Virginia? Somebody who did, I think it was it was so cute. I think it was the March Cuties. And she did it, so it was the little leprechauns, but she did it with was it like Valentine's Day fabric or more colors like that? It was so adorable. But whoever it was that did that, they said they used a layer cake. And yes, you could get away with using a layer cake. So you could go down to 10-inch squares. You just have to be careful when you put it down. Like you just have to check it. So I think you could go 11.5 and have plenty of room. 12 will give you lots of space. And then 13's too much. It's just too big. It's like wasteful to me. Okay, to cut this, instead of doing the pop ruler, because I just want to make sure all the edges stay down, I'm going to use this ruler, and I'm going to go 4.5, and I'll cut 2 sides at once. I'm going to just frame it, make sure it's covering as much as possible. Oop. I'm sorry you're suffering through this. I promise I will change that blade next time. Are you getting bored? I hope you're working on something else while I'm doing this. So you're not like, this is painful. This is like watching the grass grow. I need another ruler. I need a bite of soup. This is going to be 8.5 by 4.5, so I'm going to frame it. Sometimes with ones like this where it wants you to nest and like cut on 2 sides and then take it out and cut on the other 2 sides, I think that's a hassle. I just rather use a regular ruler. Just want to make sure I'm framed. Don't let go of your ruler. Just spin your rotating mat. Right? That's way easy than nesting it and then having to join the lines and do all of that. I'm just going to put my ruler back down. What is everyone's favorite ruler size? What do you go to? What's your go-to rulers? Isn't that so much easier than nesting it and doing 1.5 by 6.5? I was thinking, does anyone have a 5.5 by 5.5? And do you use that one a lot? Because I was thinking I would get one of those because there's been so many times I've needed 5.5 by 5.5. Oh man. See, just saw the new. Sorry. Oh my God. I need to finish. You know what? That is so crazy. I haven't thought about it in so long. I don't think I ever finished my 2 scoops. I need help. Is there somebody that can help me finish? I'm a starter, not a finisher. Help me, ladies. I'm pathetic. How about I finish cup of cheer? It's almost that time of year. This, we're going to have to, well, I don't know if this is just gets matched up with a regular block, so you don't have to do too careful with that. I need to finish my cup of cheer and 2 scoops and red, white, and bloom. I know some of you are so good and you won't start a project. You're lucky. Because some of us are, right? These were fun to do, and the quilting, my all-time favorites. It was just, okay. Look from above. Use a new blade. Is that like Donna Summers? That song, Enough is Enough? That's what I'm thinking right now. If my life went to music, that's what the music that would be playing would be on. Hang on. Let me get some blades. Okay, whenever you take one of these apart, look at it carefully. You might even want to take a picture. Lay it out. Hopefully this isn't some special magical blade. I just throw mine in my thing because I'll know afterwards I'm going to get it. And did you guys know, like, I don't know if any of you ever did it, where you didn't know that these stuck together and you put like 2 blades on at once? And you're like, this is weird. Right. This one was easy. You know, there's some of them that have like springs and like screws and all sorts of stuff. Okay. That looks good. This, I'm going to put it in my other trash can right away because I could forget. Is this helping? Really, Asuli? Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm just doing like the prep work. Then should we like sew it together? I don't know if anyone... I should cut like all different blocks. I'll cut some of, I think I have some of those triangular ones. I'll show you how I do it. They're probably not going to be perfect because I'm not like completely paying attention to the lines. Look from above. Oh, look at that. Such a difference a like brand new blade makes. 4x6. This is probably 4x6.5. So I'm just going to use this one. And let me frame it. I can get 3 cuts. And don't worry, don't worry that your fabric doesn't go all the way to the edge. You're going to sew in 1/4 of an inch. So don't let that stress you out. I know some people cut their fabric a little bit bigger. You can always do that too. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah, I couldn't. Okay, Michelle likes her 6.5 by 12. You know what I love? I love the 8.5, just a little bit bigger. Margaret doesn't have a favorite. Whatever fits the job, right? Oh my God. Shannon, I'm like you. Get cup of chair done. And then we got COVID. Oh no. They're going to see it this year. Margaret, they're going to see it this year and they're going to be like, oh, Mom, that is gorgeous. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God. Donna, all my piles of shame. Oh no, don't say that. Now, that's all I can think of. Now, every time I look at my stuff, I'm going to think the same thing. How can we do it? Like, can we have some kind of pact that we have to finish a project before one can come into the house? That's no fun. And really, that's why I don't make New Year's resolutions. Because I know I'll just break it. I'll be like, I'm not going to bring anything to the house until I get rid of something. And I'll be like, that's no fun. And I won't do it. Yeah. So I never make those New Year's resolutions because I know that I'm not going to be able to keep them. I don't want to lie to myself. The lie would be thinking I could do it. I'm just undisciplined. All right. So with these, I forgot. Like this one, I remembered to do it. Like there's the center point right there. I forgot to actually do that in the first 3. And then when I got to the last one, I was like, wait a minute. I was supposed to do that last stitch out. So if you do remember to do that last stitch out, you're going to be putting that, I'm going on my 1/2 inches, which are the black ones. And I'm going to make sure it goes 2 1/4. And that little hash mark that comes down, that's a center mark. I'm going to make sure it's on there. And then I'm going to frame my 5 1/2, which is in black, to the rest of it. There's my other one down on the bottom. And that looks pretty good. Actually, yeah. That there and 2 1/4 there. And then I'm going to cut around that. Okay, here we go. Take it off. Now I'm just going to go with the edge. It's a little harder to see because it's dark. These, because I forgot to do that, and I want to say that these go to the outside anyway, so it's not like you have to do this amazing job matching up. I'm just going to fussy cut and just frame it with the 5 1/2 around the whole block. It's so hard to see that one up there. Looks good. So my kids, we did a Sunday night call last night, which has been really, really nice. And then they said some of the kids don't talk to their parents as much. They talk to us a lot, but I like that. Anyways, they started fighting, and I felt like Mother Nature with Heat Miser and Cold Miser. I love that you love this. Aren't you like so bored? I should have just done one block of each, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this done. This needs to be done. Okay, and look from the top, because you can, like, if you look this way, you don't have as good an angle. So before you cut, hold, turn. So this ruler I use a lot. And I have a 4.5 by 4.5 too, but it's hidden. It's hiding, but I'll find you. Looks good. Have I done any of the, okay, so this is the first time I did my itty bitty blocks with just one piece, and these should be 2.5 inches each. And I thought that was so much better. You know, you do need to make sure you have enough fabric, but you're always going to have the, muslin behind. You know what? I'm just going to cut this whole thing. And then we'll cut them down. This whole half. Just easier that way. And we're doing 2.5. Don't lose these. Now I have, like, this is probably, I don't know, 3 different projects stacked in one. Okay, 2.5. I'm going to cut this edge off first. Blacks. Let's get the black side. I love these rulers. Like, for me, I'm a total creative grids girl. For me, because I want to be able to, like, so often I'm never, that is not going to budge. Then bitty blocks. I'll never do them not as like a big whole grouping again. I'll always do 4 at a time. I mean, they should be perfectly like 2.5, but oh, did you see that? That almost went in the trash can. And then I would have been tearing the room apart looking for it. And that, I mean, I had this. I just got this ruler and I don't know what it's called, but you can do circles with it too because it has like holes in it here. So you can, mow it for you. How did this get all the way down there? If you ever want to buy a bolt of anything, let me know because I'll give you 30% off the bolt. So if you want a bolt of the muslin, let me know and I can order it for you. Am I going to like this? What are the markings? How does this work? We have... Okay. Let me see if I can figure this out. Here we go. And it looks like it is going to be 10.5 inches. So this is 2.5 by 10.5. Yeah, I like when I don't have, when I'm out of muslin. The other day I ran out of muslin. What did I do? I ended up, I just used, I had some like, it was probably just cotton. And it was like a, like what, tone on tone, like a cream or something. I just hooped it up. And I use no-show mesh. I use no-show mesh. I use dissolve oil. I use all of those other stabilizers. But when I'm doing stuff like this, I like muslin. 10.5. This one's short. Okay. So this one's short, so I'm going to be mindful of that. And don't cut to your block. Make sure you cut to your measurement. This one was a little bit short. See how it doesn't go all the way to the edge, but that's okay. That's all right. How about we do one of those triangular blocks? Because I've had people ask about those. So this is what mine look like once they're cut. Look at all of these. Oh, September, July. These are all July. I've got a stack, the acorns that I need to do. Those aren't done. Oh yeah, we didn't do this one yet. Let's do this one. I want to stay with the line too. Hold it, swing it. Spread your fingers out. I redid my ears because I had used like a lighter color and I was like, oh, you can't even really see them. So I redid them. And then I felt really guilty. I haven't even posted the video yet because I felt guilty. I don't know why I told this story, but I was talking about, and now look at it, I'm telling it again. But when I was stitching these, it made me think when I was a kid, we had, can you believe I'm telling you again? My brother, I don't know why, and I know a lot of young men when they were little that shot animals. I know that sounds horrible, but he killed a squirrel. I'm gonna use my big ruler. A mama squirrel. I don't think he knew, but it was a mama squirrel. He shot a mama squirrel, and then we found its nest. So we got the babies out, and then I hand fed those babies with like a dropper from my dad's office. Okay, so what I'm going to do, but those squirrels would come, you know, they would come to the window and we would like feed them, and it was kind of sad. So anyways, I told that story when I did the block, and I was like, why did I tell that story? And I never loaded the video, but I should load the video. But I'm going to warn you. I don't know, just whenever I see squirrels, I think of those little baby squirrels that we hand fed. And then they came for years. So at least a couple of years. I don't know how long squirrels live. Okay, so what I do is I make sure my ruler has that center mark coming down, because it doesn't have it on this side. If you look over here, there's not that line that goes down. So you want that line to go down. I match this edge up and this edge up with the cut lines, which I already cut off. But then there's a centering mark right here too. It's hard to see, but there's a little hash mark. Once I do that, I was putting it here on this mat and lining it up here, like perpendicular, and then cutting that line. But I got tired of doing that. And now I've just been cutting right on that line, which might not be accurate. Just keep in mind, might not totally be accurate. I like this ruler. This is an 18 and a half inch ruler, because you've pressed it. You've pressed it and you flattened it, and so it might not be perfect, but I'm just going to assume it is. And Miss Elizabeth, welcome to the A1 family. And great, you're here for that horrible story that I just told. I'm sorry. I don't know if anyone had brothers that shot stuff, but Do you know what a bolt of muslin might cost? It's a 15-yard bolt, and I want to say it's $10.99 a yard, so whatever that is, less 30%. And the other thing you could do is you could share it with somebody too. So I know the first time I bought a box of bobbins, I was like, what am I going to do? I think the box of bobbins I bought was like 100 bobbins. So I was like, what am I going to do with 100 bobbins? And I split it with Sage. Sage and I split the box of bobbins. And it took me like, I don't know, it took me maybe like a year to go through those, right? Box of bobbins. And now I probably go through a box of bobbins like myself in a year. I mean, that's not counting like my 10 needle. Because if you count that too, who knows what I go through. Don't these look, Lynn, I feel like my blocks overall look really well because I take a lot of time in pressing everything really flat. And then I just take my time cutting too. Because I feel like the nicer your blocks look, the easier it's going to be for the whole thing to come together. Lynn, your blocks, whatever you do, always look amazing. So I'm sure your blocks look 20 times better and then 20 times cuter because you're doing something really cute with it. Me, I'm like, gotta get it done. Nativity's coming out. Gather's coming out. Should I just finish these? Okay, we'll just do that for now. All right. You want to see the block that the thing that I was stitching out? I was stitching something out. I was cutting apart my inner border blocks for, I can't even remember what month it was. I was cutting those apart and I cut right on the line on one of them. And then I went, wait a minute. I need a 1/4 inch out. It was one of these. Oh yeah, I'll cut this right now. Okay, so this one was, oh, look at this one is for October. For October, you're going to need 2 that are going to be 10.5 inches. I better get my cut guide because I could be throwing down some knowledge that is not right. October. This isn't even October, but I'm going to use it because it has the measurements. Does it? September. Inner borders. Okay. Yes. So you need 1 3/4 by 10.5. So 10.5 and 13. Those are the 2 ones that you need. I can tell you right now, I did 12 inch, right? I did 12 inch. So I need to cut 1/2 inch bigger on 2 of these. And then I need to cut the other ones down. And we are going to be cutting to 1 3/4. So let's measure over from the solid numbers, the white ones. And this is hard to see. So my big noggin's going to be in the way. 1 and 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I'm just going to put this down. And then I'm going to have to cut this. I'm going to have to cut it down. But I thought it was just easier that way. So you measure and you make 2 a little bit bigger. And then you cut the other ones down and make them a little bit smaller. And that's perfect, right? And then you can still do it all in the 8 by 12 hoop. Patrick took me on a date last night. I hadn't been out of the house for a long time. And so he called me. He went on a bike ride. And then he called me. He's like, I want to take you on a date tonight. So there's a restaurant that near us that has like an outdoor deck, and we'd never been there. But if you're from this area or you're from, you've ever been to Garwoods up at the lake, they have a restaurant in Sparks. I want to say it's called the Water Bar or something like that. There we go. I'm just going to swing them around and then cut the other side. So we went there and he was sitting there. He's facing, it's right on the marina. If you know anything about the marina, the marina was a super fun project, which means I think it was like a landfill or something prior. Can you even see? Are you just seeing like my big head? He's like, whoa, there's a huge fish. So he kept like shouting out that there were huge fish. Are there different quality muslin? Okay, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Because there are different quality muslins. He kept shouting out, I was like, I had my back to the water. So I was like, I'm going to come sit next to you. Because Patrick, he sees everything. Like, he spots the eagle in the tree. And he sees the mountain goat on the mountain. He sees every shooting star. And of course, you know, you've got to see the shooting star when it's shooting. You can't look up afterwards because then the shooting star is already gone. So I was like, I'm going to sit next to you because I got to see these fish. Sure enough. They were breaching. They were so big. And this is like a little marina. I was like so shocked that there were such big fish in there. Okay, let's talk about the muslin and whether or not there's different qualities muslin. Yes. And I didn't invent this, let's use muslin instead of stabilizer. If any of you were Destiny Divas and you know Nikki Brazel, she did an event for us and she had done the Anita Good Shop Hop quilt. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but she told me that she used muslin instead of stabilizer for it. And, you know, being me, I want to buy exactly what she has. I'm like, I need to know exactly which muslin she uses because that's going to be the best muslin. So I was like, well, what muslin should I get? And she literally was like, she's like, it doesn't matter. Just get the cheapest muslin. Who cares? I was like, okay, but I care, and I really want to get whatever you get, because I want to be just like you. So, I've ordered all different stuff. We carry, like, I think the 45-inch muslin we have in the shop, maybe Hoffman, because there's different qualities muslin. You can get, like, really cheap stuff, really nice stuff. I'm going to cut my first two down to 10.5 inches. So I'm just going to kind of put my ruler on here. It means I'm going to cut off some of the design. Who cares? I'll just cut it from here then because it doesn't make a difference. I really like, so the muslin, the 90-inch that we carry in the store, which is pretty much what I use for everything now, it's just like, I guess, the house brand for that E.E. Shank makes. I'd have to look at it and see if it even, I'm not even sure what it is. But before we owned the store, and I would just go and get muslin just at like Joann's. However, they didn't have long muslin there. It was like really short stuff. So I want to I'm going to turn it to this side because I want to go over and have like my 1/2 inch. I use this one because I want 1/2 inch on either side. I need 13.5 inches. 13.5, so 1/2 inch. $13.5. Make sure when you do these like this, because my batting's not all the way under this whole thing, but that's okay. It's just going to be like the little corners, but if that's going to bother you, I don't have it all the way over there. And I'm really centering the design. Okay. Yeah, so I like the stuff that, like, you don't need the most expensive. Don't buy the most expensive. You don't get the cheapest either. That's kind of my rule of thumb for everything in life. That's what I tell my kids. You don't need the most expensive, but don't buy the cheapest. About $115 for a bolt of muslin, I'm guessing. It'll probably last a long time. Yeah, it will last you a long time. And if you have a good friend that sews with you and you do this stuff together, just split it. Okay, so here's my 13.5. Nope, that's 10.5. Oh no, did I just cut that wrong? Oh yeah, I did. Better that I cut, oh, I haven't even cut this one yet. Okay, here are my, they're my 13.5. This one's going to be my 10.5. Yeah, no, Patrick's been super sweet. He's super, super sweet. He went on a mountain bike ride yesterday, and he'll call on me. He calls me as soon as he's done with his ride and ready to come home. He'll check on me while he's driving up. And I had gotten an email from a friend whose dog had died, and I was crying. I couldn't stop crying. I was so sad. I was so upset about it. So Patrick called me right in the middle of my fit. And he called, and then as soon as I answered the phone, he asked me how I was. I just started sobbing. And he was like, "Oh no, what's wrong? Do you need me to come home? Should I turn around?" He was so sweet. I was like, "It's okay." I was like, "You deserve to have fun. Go on your ride." But he was like so worried. But I couldn't talk because I was just so upset. You know how hard it is to lose a fur baby. So I couldn't explain to him because I was just like, "No, go on your ride. Have fun with your friends." And then I texted him. Hi, Miss Carolyn. We're happy you're here too. Never late, just on time. That's the other thing when you use like a brand new blade. Most of the time I get almost all the corners. Gorgeous! It's gorge. All right, I'm going to prep for the dreaded falling into autumn borders. But now you see how I like do my squares, like how important it is to like press everything out. And then trimming everything. Don't worry about being right on that line. You're going to be outside of that line most of the time because your embroidery kind of shrinks as you do it. And I'm going to just kind of sort these right now before they get lost. And then this will be my pile of shame, Donna. I refuse to make this, to let this be in my pile of shame. This is getting finished. I have to do the trimming too, but are these just so cute? This is all falling into autumn. I'm going to get my little chenille brush and like really get this all riled up again. That's for the hay. This was a pain in the butt. Can we all agree this was a pain in the butt? But so worth it because look how cute that is. Would that be so cute? I'm going to embroider something here. I'm going to put something on this truck before I stitch it all together. That would be fun to go back and, you know, because you have, if you have a machine with a camera, you can just kind of, you could put this on some, just tearaway, like spray it down and then stick it there and just go ahead and take a picture and embroider something really cute there. Like fall y'all or, I don't know, something adorable. Little bird. Love it. Okay, I don't want to mix this up. This is going to be no tricks, only treats. I have to press out the other ones. And these. I've already lost one. Oh my God, where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to put these in some piles. Actually, to make sure it doesn't get lost, and just take these and put them in here. now they're done. This is fall, y'all. I know these are so simple. These might be my favorite. I love that felt. All right, what do we have to do these borders? This goes to this. This is ready to rock and roll. I have to find my outer borders though. I don't even know what these go to. We'll just pile those up. Put that there. Let's tidy up a bit. I'm going to put away my pop rulers and my other rulers for right now. I'm going to need a big ruler to cut my batting, like all my little batting pieces. Okay, Colleen, Titus, I am going to soak those. Then I'm going to let them dry, and then they're going to pull up so easily. I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, those sunflowers were so easy. I can't wait to do them again. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, what do we have here? I'm going to move this aside because we're going to be cutting. And let's give this a little cleaner upper. Here's my fabric. We're going to lay that fabric down all at once. So it's going to be so easy peasy, just like we did our borders for the cuties. And I haven't even done this. How do I do that? I've got to do embellishments. Okay. Inner borders. 1.5 and 4.5, and we don't need to worry about that. And final 1.5, 4.5, so 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. I think I made those a little bit bigger. Did I do that a little bit bigger so it would come over the edges a little bit? Because I was feeling like my batting pieces were getting smushed up a little bit. Let me see if I missed anything. When do you use no-show mesh instead of muslin? I use no-show mesh. I'm going to answer some questions. I use no-show mesh when I'm just doing like just an embroidery. I use muslin when it is my muslin, which I call it a base. It's not stabilizer. When I have muslin, and then there's batting, and there's a background piece. So for quilting, that's when I use muslin mostly, when I'm going to be quilting. Other than that, I use no-show mesh. Like if I'm doing like, I don't know, even, you know what? Even sometimes I'll use the no-show mesh. Like if I'm going to do like an in-the-hoop bag or something like that. When I want it to be like soft and I don't want it to be plasticky and pliable, sometimes you need the no-show mesh because you need something firmer than muslin. Muslin really doesn't offer any stabilization. It just offers a base that you can build your embroidery on. I don't know. Does that answer that question? Maybe, maybe not. Oh my God, Cindy West. I'm going to ignore that question. Cindy asked, when are you going to do Merry Christmas, y'all? I have that cut out. It's sitting on my, because I wanted to do that on the 10 needle, because I've never done one of these projects on the 10 needle, and it's sitting over there right now. And to be honest with you, I'm going to say I'm going to do that next year. I don't know if it'll get done this year. Bye, Margaret. Follow me to the pumpkin patch. Is there a video on falling into autumn? Oh yeah, everything's up. Falling into autumn is up. I guess I should probably put something in this live feed because we just like did most of the pressing and cutting for that, and now we're gonna work on the borders. So yeah, all the videos, you should be able to go onto like YouTube and go to our channel, A1 Vacuum and Sewing, and then you could look up just falling into autumn, do a search, and you should find all the videos. When I'm done with all the videos, then we'll put them into a playlist. Last month I did. All right. Donna, that'll make a great present for somebody. Pick one of your friends that you can give them red, white, and bloom, and then you guys can work on it together. Okay, let me get my batting. So remember, I have a big roll of batting. Here it is. Well, this isn't it. I just cut off a big piece. I was like, oh, this looks good, and I just start cutting away. So I am going to, I'm looking at which way I should cut this. I had to go through a couple of layers because Momo when he was, I guess I've had this one for a while, huh? Momo was really not destructive at all, not like Poppy. She's super destructive. He chewed into my batting once, like right in the middle, of course. Let me see how I can set up my camera so I'm going to have some room. There we go. Let me get another ruler. Let me get my 60 millimeter rotary cutter. That's what you need when you're cutting batting. You need the big guns. Or you need what you can find. And I can't find mine, so we'll just use what we have and push it down extra hard. All right. So 1.25 strips. And like I said, I want it 1.25 because I want it to be a little bit wider and not just fit right within. And you know, this is batting. So batting's super like kind of stretchy and malleable. I need to move this light over here, I think. Kind of set it over here when I did my room makeover and haven't moved it since. You know what I would like? I need, this is what, 24 inches, right? I want a wide, like, I want a ruler that is wider. Or longer. I want a longer ruler. Okay, I'm going to just cut off the icky edge. Okay, clean off that edge. I'm going to whip it around. And then I'm going to cut to my ruler. Oop. How many strips do I need? I'm going to cut... only cut 2. I don't think I'll need more than that. Will I? This is the boring stuff. I'm so sorry. I hope you guys are like doing something more exciting and fun. Usually I'd have this prepped beforehand, but I didn't have it in me. This morning when I got up, I was evaluating how I felt. I was like, I think I feel good. And then I got up and I was like, I'm going to lay back down. Look at these are really long. So I think I'm good with that. Now I need to do 4 1/4. Remember, I'm doing this, I think I figured out that I was doing this a little bit wider. 4 1/4. So that I wouldn't be dealing with the batting moving at all. This really is a job for your, everyone should have a 60mm rotary cutter too. I don't know how I lived without one. Sometimes you just need that rotary wheel to be wider. Like a little, be able to cut through some thicker stuff. I'm going to cut 2 of those. I could. It could be an A1 truck with all that hay in it. Wouldn't that be fun? What's everyone doing for their holiday sewing this year? Done. Okay, we'll put this big old piece away. We'll use this for something else, but now it's more manageable than just working off the bolt. Have some bubbly. Whoops, let me decline that. Wait. Oh yeah, how was Software 101? That's right. Michelle just started Software 101, and if you have palette or PE design and you don't know what you're doing, you could probably join now. She just did the first class, but yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait till I can do Software 101 sometime. Like I'm completely helpless when it comes to software. If it's something that's software, I go, Michelle, can you help me with this? And then I have her help me with it. Michelle Kelly's making more wallets, which are super cute. And you can throw a little gift card in there. And Deb is making rope bowls. Those are so cute too. That's on my list of things to do. Okay, let me think about how this has to be done. So we're going to come on over here. Maybe I should tidy up from my Halloween sewing. Let's go ahead and touch my Lumi. Here are your Halloween colors. And I better look at my instructions and see how long I have to. Gotta put my threads away. I love threads that have these bottoms. I have a lot of the these bottoms that I'm talking about. I have a lot of thread that doesn't have that. And then you have, they make those peels, which are super cool. Like, I used to do a lot of marathon thread and it doesn't have that. So you put those little peels around it. And then I have some bigger stuff and I'll use the, is it the Amazing Tape? And it comes in like a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch. And those are great too. But there's nothing better than these little bottoms that you can just tuck your thread in. And it keeps everything all neat and tidy. This would be so much better if you didn't have to watch me do all this like mundane prep work and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and hit our button. Let's bring the machine to life. And our inner borders, they have you cut those. Okay to recall and resume. Bounty. Oh, that's what we were working on. Let's go home. We're going to clear that screen. We're going to grab our book so we know what we're looking at, thinking about. Grab my fabric and my book. And I'm going to mentally game plan. Jackie's starting her Halloween projects. Lynn was in Software 101. It was fabulous. Yay! Jackie's saving. Oh, Jackie. If you want a deal on palette, call Patrick. It's super pricey. But I think he has some, well, call him. Let me know and I'll throw a price at you. I'll have to ask him. But he sold one the other day. I was like, that was a good price. So, the borders. Borders. So I'm going to go to these I've been playing with in my head, thinking, okay, how am I going to do these? So, that's binding. That's the back. Outer border and inner border. Okay, so, oh, it's all right in front of me. So this is my inner border right here. Here we go. This lovely fabric. And I think I already pressed mine before. And this, I think, is this the outer border? So this is outer border. Everything else will stay in the bag. I could probably consolidate. Less to lose. And how long? I think this is, I haven't sewn mine together. Because it says measure your quilt length through the center. So we can just start, right? And then I'll figure it out later. Who's done this that can tell me what this measurement is around? Because then I can just get started with it. Because I haven't sewn mine together. Kind of going in the wrong order here. Isn't it usually, is it like 40 inches? It's going to be 40 inches. Something like that. Yes. Look at it, I'm incomplete. Gonna look and see if anyone remembers. On tree skirt number 3. Okay, scrap that. Let's piece. We're gonna sew it all together. And then we'll come back to that. At least when you join me next time, it'll be prepped and ready to go. So you won't have to sit there and Lynn, I hope that you did, that there's something that, I can't imagine, Lynn, I can't imagine you have anything to ever learn from me because, I mean, I've learned that I need to stage my pictures better. Like everything you post looks beautiful. And I should start gardening. I've been watching Blue Zone and everyone who is in the Blue Zone seems to garden, which makes me go, I need to start gardening too. Here is my most favorite accessory, or one of them. Here's another one of my most favorite accessories. This is the advanced screwdriver. There's a little, I don't know if you can see that down in the middle, but there's your screwdriver. But because it's round, it won't slide off. And I use it for everything, even though this screw is super tiny. I kind of look in, I peek in from this side, and I can see it's there, and I use it here. But I'm not taking that off. But this is really, really, really made for this screw on this machine For a high shank or mid shank machine, it's made for this screw right here. If you have something that is low shank, like an Aventura or a Bloom or one of those machines, you need a different screwdriver for this. The screw is a little bit smaller. But they make a set for that as well. But this is perfect to get right on here. And it's also perfect to put your tighten your hoop, the screw on your hoop. I'm going to tighten that up, hand tighten, and then always tighten it up a little bit more with your screwdriver. I'm set to, let me set it to sewing. So this will move out of the way. Sewing, move your carriage out of the way, and don't forget to plug this in. If you don't plug it in, your dual feed doesn't work, and you're going to think it's the biggest piece of poo-poo. And I am going to grab my 1/4 inch fit. They have different soles. And you just push it right on. There's these little nubbies that stick out. So you want to push that on. Perfect. I'm just going to leave that thread in there. I mean, it's just polyester thread. It's just a 60 weight polyester thread. So I'll just leave that in there. And I like to piece with Deco Bob. So I'm just going to throw this in. Do you like this? This is just the cream. I go between the cream and the light gray and the white. Sometimes the black. I mean, that's, you know, you just don't see it. So, or khaki. Usually I just go with those colors. Every once in a while I'll do something a little bit darker. This is, I'm going to put an 8012 Microtex needle in. So let's do that too. Let me grab my needle notebook. Guys, I keep meaning to do the needle notebook because I want to do that as a class. And Lynn suggested then that I put in all our favorite needles, my favorite needles in there. And I thought that was like such a great idea. Lynn Rains, what is it? What's it called? What are you referring to? Describe to me what you're referring to. And then I'll see if I can answer you. What's it called? Do you sell this screw? Yeah, we sell this one. This is called the advanced screwdriver. And just remember though, if you have one of the mid-size machines like the 1700, the 1600, the Flourish, the Aventura, that's going to be a different screwdriver. But if you have like a Journey, an Ariel, one of those machines. So basically if you have an 8x8 hoop or bigger, then you're going to use this screwdriver. If you have the 6x10 or smaller, that's your biggest hoop size, then you're going to use get the other advanced screwdriver. But if you want this on the website, it's called Advanced Screwdriver. I'm pretty sure. Or you just email me and I'll send you the link. All right, let's stitch. I don't use pins for this. Sometimes I'll clip, but sometimes I don't even clip. I prefer the just wing it and then have to rip it out if it doesn't fit. Oh yeah, it's the advanced screwdriver. I want to say it's like $17.99. I have it on the website for $15.99, something like that. Okay, section 1. Sewing the quilt together. So this is going to tell us how to sew it together. I'm going to grab these 3 pieces. And we are going to press as well. So get your iron. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Hang on, I'm going to tidy up my workspace a little bit so it's ready. Which other one do I need? The pumpkins. Oh, my favorite. Love you, pumpkins. All right. Let me see if I can get them. This is a better angle for me. Might not be for you, but it gets the embroidery arm out of my face. So, pumpkins first, then sweaters. So I'm going to go ahead. I just like to line it up. And if anything, I like the edge that I'm starting on to be like a little bit to the left. I don't know if you can see that. Like not totally matched, but a little bit further. Just the top. I like to piece at 1.8 millimeters. So if I'm just doing like piece of cotton with a piece of cotton, I stitch at 1.8, which is pretty tight. If you look at your machine, like a baby lock, here, let's talk about this for a minute. A regular center stitch, your stitch length is 2.5. If you go into your quilting stitches, here's my quilting stitch, and you do that same center straight stitch, it's going to be sent to 2.0. So if you're chain piecing, it's less likely to come apart if you're sewing with your stitch a little bit closer together. For me, I like to stitch at 1.8. I like it even closer together. I just like it tight like that. So I really don't go into the quilting stitches that often. I usually stay just in my regular utility stitches. I like stitch 1.03, and I like to stitch down to, and you can save this in here. So if you want to go here and just go down to stitch length 1.8, go ahead. Whoops, I hit the right button, but set it, put it into memory. And so let's say, so every time I go here to my 1.03, it's going to be in there, or I can go into retrieve, and then you can save whatever stitch you want. A lot of times I just put it down to 1.8 manually because I do like to stitch at 1.05, at 2.5. I'll just reset it. So now I have two different settings here, but that's going to be my default. I'm going to just all delete. And now it's just going to be at my 2.5. Did I confuse you? Hopefully not. But I'm going to take this down to 1. Sorry. I'm going to leave it. The reason I'm leaving it at 2.5 is because I'm going through layers. So now you have to consider that same piece of thread, the 2.5, has to go through all 1.8 when I am just regular piece. Whoops! Hang on. I have a defective camera arm here. That's been giving me a lot of grief. I'll put it like that. Hopefully I can see. Let me see. Did anyone have... Can you show us your needle holder? Oh, yeah. I have lots of them. So this is my little itty bitty. And I brought home the pattern. I was like, I want to kit it and I want to make it for you. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of them. This is... Where's the new pattern though? Because this is the original. This is made by Pickle Pie. And this is the original needle notebook. The problem with this, quite honestly, this is the one that I use the most. And it just has like, these are like the main needles that I use. The issue with this needle notebook, this size, because it's a little bigger and beefier than these, doesn't fit in here. Okay. So you can make this needle notebook, and I want to say it's like 2 or 3 clicks that you enlarge it. And if you enlarge it like that, then it's going to fit this, but then these will fall out. So you can't, there's not one that fits both of them. So I have made them, like, let's see this one. This one's for the little ones. So this is the biggest size. So there's a large, a medium. Look at what happened. I got corner greedy and I just poked right through there. I was like, gotta get the corner sharper. Went right through. This one, this one, I did the clicks. I did the 3 clicks or the 2 clicks, so it fits all of this size. And then, what's this? Oh, this is something else, an accessory. Should we do this? Okay, we're gonna do it as a class. I promise you. But the newest needle notebook, so there's needle notebook 2, it combines it so that you have, I have the pattern here somewhere. Hang on a second. Let me find it and show it to you. Because we're going to do it. Where are you, pattern? You cannot hide from me. Let me check one more spot. Oh, here it is. Look at, I even started putting together kits for it because I think you only need 3 fat quarters. I think you need 3 fat quarters for it. So I was like, oh, I'll kit these for you. So, and we'll have like some gorgeous kits. And then we have this. This is the Morris Meadows. Is that what it's called? And I was like, ooh, these will be so like beautiful and luxurious to do these fabrics too. So this is the newest needle notebook right here. And what I love about it is holds larger needle packs. So you can do, see how they have this one? And they have it for all of them. So they have it for like the little and the small, so you can just do all of them. And there'll be 3 different sizes. So there'll be 3 different sizes and 3 different configurations. I have this on the website. I think this is on there, but you need to make sure that you do Needle Notebook 2, and that way it'll be able to hold all these different sizes. Or if you only use one size and you I love this one. This is the one that I take with me the most, is this one. And I am looking for this. 8012 Microtex. That's my go-to. That's what I use the most. That and this. I mean, if I had to just have 2 different needles, I think it'd be these 2 and maybe a 9014 top stitch needle. And then I'd need like a 116 denim needle for that really, really heavy stuff. Okay. Hope that answered that question. And so it's 2:30. I'm just going to piece a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of call it a day so I can get some other stuff done. But let's go ahead and start piecing, and let me see if you had any other questions. Does anyone know which video making the squirrels is on? That's on, Cindy, that's the video that I haven't posted yet. It's done. Just I guess there needs to be like a trigger warning that I talk about squirrel death. Sorry. I have that one. I'll post it. Never got the video. Those are very... Betty, will you send me an email? Did you purchase that video and then I didn't send it? Can you please email me and I'll get that for you? I would love to take that class. Okay, we're going to do it. It's in the hoop. It is in the hoop and it is fun. So that is my goal of the week for me, is to get that done. And then I can show you. Maybe I'll get off here and that's what I'll work on. All right, time to do some piecing. I like to start with my needle in the fabric first because those, the little belt here doesn't make contact with it. So I'll start usually, oh look, foot control's not plugged in. Oh no, it is. Okay, it's just in the back. And then I'll back stitch. And I just stitch at 1/4 of an inch. And I take my time, go nice and slow, and I will press my seams flat. And I press my seams flat just because they're too bulky to press to one side. My hands have gotten ickier and ickier, and my skin's gotten ickier and ickier, so just bear with me. It's not what I want. Okay, I usually chain piece, so I'm going to grab some of the blocks from the next section, and I'm going to piece those together. So let me grab what I need next. I need this house, and then the mustard house, and a long skinny, this one, and the books. These 2, and the yellow, and the house with the pumpkin, and this one with this one. All right, here's the next. I'm going to do these two, and I'm going to go, you want to look at if it's kind of directional, so I'm just going to do it like, I don't know, even though I'm going to go like this. Since I'm chaining, I can't start with my needle in there. I'm just going to put it right against the edge and just assist my fabric. Whoops! I was stepping on the wrong foot control. And these two. Make sure your apples are the right direction. Yeah, make sure when you do your filler blocks that the quilting's in the direction you want it to be in. Hey Linda, you know what? That was definitely ordered. Let me check with Patrick, and I'm so glad you mentioned it. Send me a quick note, if you don't mind, Linda, and then I can check with Patrick, and he can check on it. Probably a bunch of stuff came in while I was gone the past couple of days. What else? Let me know tomorrow. Going to try sewing. Oh, Lynn, you need to sew on it. I just love my Solaris. I love it. I mean, my Luminaire, which is, you know, they're both made by Brother. You know what I mean. But I love my Luminaire. Oh, my goodness. I love this walking foot. I just feel like it's so stable. I just want to put that up and just make sure that's... I love all the features. You know what it is? You've got a comfy pair of slippers that you like. But you should try on your new slippers. You might like them even better. And your Solaris is your new slipper. Those are your new slippers. You should try them on. Might have to break them in. You know. But I think you're going to find you love those slippers. And I have mine set up right now. So you see the foot comes up and I can just tuck it under. So I have mine set up with the auto pivot. So the auto lift. So when I take up my foot off the foot control, it's going to automatically lift that foot for me. I turn that off when I'm like really sewing and I want like my foot to stay down to hold my stuff together. Then that feature goes off. But when I'm chain piecing and they're smaller pieces, I turn that on so I can just tuck in the next piece. I sew a little bit off, not a lot. You don't want to sew a lot off. Let me get my next couple of pieces. My apples and my truck. And the blue and the pumpkin. These are so cute. This long piece. Oh yeah, first we need this. With this. And then bird. This. The squirrel. Go team. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm missing the little drink. Warm drinks. Gotta find that. I'm missing a whole bunch of pieces that are done. For sure done. Okay. Squirrels and go team. And make sure you have them in the right direction. Put it down. And let's sew it together. I know, Linda, don't you love your Luminaire? It's hard, though. It's hard switching over. Like, when you're used to something and you know where everything is, there's pain in change. Like, there just is. Like, getting a new car is all fun and exciting. It was, we got our first electric car, and I was so, I called Patrick. Mad. Well, not mad, but I was so frustrated. And of course, I call him and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And I had to pull over and like my windshield wipers, I couldn't figure out how to turn them off when I got my new car. And it was just like getting used to, and I love it now. I absolutely love my car now. But it's hard learning something new. Okay, the bird, and then the brown one goes to the right. That looks good. All right, and this one. So this one. So I am supposed to have my my stripes. This stripe is supposed to be going this way, but I must have done my quilting wrong because my apples go this way, and I feel like that's more important, that my apples are going across. So, and they match these apples. How you like them apples? So I'm just going to put it on. Who's going to notice? Nobody's going to come in and point at it and go, oh, her stripes are the wrong direction. Except me. I'm the only one that's going to say that. Shannon, which class are you looking for? Because you just asked about when is the next class. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna make that needle notebook. Well, that's what I say right now. You know what I really need to do is I really need to do digital dealer. That's what I really need to do. I might pass it on to Michelle. Michelle may be doing the needle notebook. It's such a cute I totally sometimes, I want to say I hoard projects, but there's projects I keep because I really want to do them with you. But that one's like, Michelle's a getter-doner. That girl gets it all done. And you know what I'm going to be working on? I'm going to be working on getting your nativity out. And Michelle and I are going to be working on the, our little nativity scan and cut class. It's going to be exciting. We'll work on that this week. I'd say 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks out from that we'll have that class up. Because you guys need it. You want to get going. I know some of you bought like multiples. So you obviously have people that you're going to be gifting that pillow to. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to heat up my iron too because I'll go ahead and press all these out. I'm going to look at them and I'm going to go, uh-oh, got to rip that out. Or I'm going to go, I can live with that. Or I'm going to go, that is perfect. I'm a badass. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, don't you ever have those moments where it comes out so perfect that you're like, that's right, I nailed it. Let's come back over here. We got to find some blocks. They're MIA. Okay. Let's heat up the iron. Let's get anything plastic away from the iron. Okay, I have this. This is the Gypsy cutting gizmo, but it's been reincarnated. But I love these. So when I chain piece, it just has like a razor blade there on the very top. And you just pull down. So you want to, this is why, I mean, this is 2.5, so that could come undone too. But you need to have a little bit of thread so it doesn't like try and cut in the middle. I like to press my seams open, and I'm going to clapper them. Look at the clappers. These were a present from Miss Lynn. I love these, my itty bitties. And then I'm going to use the bigger one, though, for this. That one should be big enough. I love anything itty bitty. And I do use best press when I do this. I mean, there's so much best press in these. And I'm going to press them open. Like, this one looks perfect. As long as there's not too much fabric on either side. Even sometimes I just live with it. I go, oh, that's not that bad. I can live with that. I can ease that in. Guess what? I was putting my fabric with my CD. And lo and behold, so now I can make two. Oh, you had the fabric. Oh, I hope you're okay with that. That one's a fun one. Candy Corn Quilt Shop was just really, really fun. And I did it and I got it all done. I just worked on it and just saw it through. How long did it take you to get used to driving the car? You know what I didn't like in the car is it has that auto lane thing. So if you, I mean, there's sometimes I'm like, I'm not driving recklessly, but I'm not like, so what? I'm over the white line a little bit. Nobody's around, and it will move you. And I don't like that part of it. Lost power. Diane, where are you again? Where are you having thunderstorms? So, but I love, so this is funny. After I got the car, because you put it into park, like there's no parking brake or anything like that. So I like to press these open, give it a press. Give it a shot of spray. One more press. Hold it down. And then clapper. That's what I do. It was getting used to driving my old car. Like I went somewhere with the kids. And I totally... I didn't put it in park. Did I not put it in park? I did something. The car started to roll and the kids were like, Mom! So it was getting used to drive the other car. Like, there's nothing like a clappered seam. It just lays so perfectly flat and is so beautiful when you put these. I feel like it's so worth it to clapper. I clapper all my seams. It takes longer, right? But your end result is going to be gorgeous. So I like to press my seam a little bit, spray and press, and then clapper. The little clappers. I think we posted it somewhere on the A1 site. Lynn, can you share the gentleman's name that you got that clapper from? I think it was somewhere on Etsy. This is when I wish I had like 8 arms. So I give it a just kind of whatever press. Best press. Press. And then clapper. We're going to open this up. Sometimes I'll give it a finger press, but in my world, a finger press is a fingernail press because I can't get it as pressed well as I can with my fingernail. I want to make sure that best press is all dry. Oh my goodness, I'm getting that much closer to finishing something. I was talking to a girlfriend yesterday and I was like, I have like 10 projects going. And so this morning she texted me cuz I was like, I'm going to get something done. Guess what? Nothing got done. So she texted me this morning and she's like, "Did you finish something?" I mean, I'm like close to finishing stuff. What is wrong with me? I should pick out like a reward for myself. Like if you finish that project, you get to have chicken wings from your favorite place. There's like a place that I love their chicken wings. But post-pandemic, so the chicken wings used to be $10.99. And I think you get like 8 of them. And now I want to say it's like $16. And I just like, what's wrong with me? I'm so cheap sometimes. I just can't bring myself to pay that much. Maybe it's more than that. And I can make it my reward. Like, Jeannie, if you get that project done, you can go and get those chicken wings. Or maybe like something at Free People. Like, you really, I should pick something. These are the games I have to play with myself. These are the stupid games I have to play with myself. I should be like, you really want those platform Birkenstocks? Oh, look it. Here's my big rotary cutter. If you finish Cup of Cheer, you get to get them. Oh, no, Cindy, don't be afraid to drive that electric car. You're going to love it. What I'm scared of is I'm scared of driving like his... Oh, did you see Lynn put up the listing for the little itty bitties? They're so, like when you're like working in the hoop, you have something tiny, like they're just the best. Or maybe you're going on a trip and you don't want to pack everything. Did you hear Lynn say that these are so flat? Beautiful. He had a discount code. So message him, send him a message, and you can name drop. You can be like, my friend Lynn Geldmeyer told me, yes, use Lynn's name. He knows her well. This one's a little thick. It makes a huge difference. Like, I so believe in the clapper. And the best press too, like, because this, it's a light starch. And what do I get if I finish spring showers? A new kit. I love that. Yeah, we have to justify it, right? Shoot. Shouldn't have done that because I really want those shoes and I don't want to have to finish anything to get them. Now I feel like I have to finish something. The easiest thing for me to finish would be April's table topper. It is layered. All I have to do is stitch in the ditch and bind. Okay. Whoa, no! Oh, that was my rotary cutter, but guess what? The blade was not exposed. Okay. I love this because it has that little tip too, so it makes it easy to kind of spread that seam open. I just don't know. And you know what? I do stitch in the ditch, and I don't like to press my seams open if I stitch in the ditch because then, like, as you're sewing, that can cut your thread. But there's no other way to do it with these. I mean, is there? Somebody share with me. And you know this is magical wood. They use magical clapper wood. Now, honestly, I don't know. I remember during the pandemic, I couldn't get any clappers, and I was trying to buy these. This is the Riley Blake one. I really like it. I like the size of it. I like the grooves in it. You know, it's just easy to hold. I want to say it was months that I had to wait. Like, look at that. Isn't that like so nice? I waited months and they said because the wood. They couldn't get the wood. So I don't know what's special about the wood. Okay. Lynn is on Facebook. And it's Lin. Can they find you on Facebook? Do you see the spelling of her name in this? And you'll see that if you don't mind, Lynn, that they reach out to you, or you can send it to me and we can post it during the live feed tomorrow or something like that. Oh, Janet, if you look up, go back up into the conversation in this chat and it's up there. If you just go back, it's probably from where you wrote, Janet, it's like 5, 10, maybe 15 posts up. But I don't know if your chat, if it pops up like my chat does. All right. Now we're ready to go back. Now we're going to go back and we're going to join the next ones. So I'm going to leave it at that today. I know I said 12 to 4, but I want to get this. This is what I'm going to work on next. I'm going to be working on this. This is the digital dealer project for October. I just got my bolt of, this is the refreshed. So they had this fabric, it was a little bit lighter. It was more lavender than this. So this is the new refreshed version of the Kimberbell fabric with like the tiny dots in it. And yeah, this is my goal tonight. Get this done. And then my next goal will be needle notebook. So thanks everyone for joining me. I will see you. I'll be at the store tomorrow. And hopefully it's a great day. And it was super fun spending the afternoon with you. I will see you.